Greetings, Rando fans, and welcome to Gomo Podcast Mentor Tournament Week 4 Modus Open in the match between CaffyJD against Tyrant. I'm Momosil, and with me in the commentator booth, we got Emok.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're looking forward to a really good race between these two opponents. Can't wait to get this one started.
Right, let's see what we can find in the beginning checks here in a few seconds. At the moment, I don't see that much.
I think we just got a countdown going, so they should be starting any second now. All right.
We got some Maria.
There we
on
go.
The
Yeah.
uncle.
Yep. So I at least saw that much on Restream as well. So we'll catch up a little bit now that we can see the full feed.
That much visual.
Oh, early bow in Lost Woods too. That's a great find. Yeah, so we'll get a little caught up with some of the checks that we couldn't get a good visual on. So Link's House wasn't anything important there. 10 arrows to start. Well, with the bow, that's kind of nice to have early.
Yeah, nice weapon to go through the castle entirely in the beginning. Therefore, totally understand for Tyrant here to go through the castle right now.
Yeah, and only 3 bombs at the Lumberjack, so that's a good sight. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, so I could see a big difference here. Tyrant's probably going to go right through the front of Escape, like you said, since they have that bow. I mean, you could do it with Samaria too, but obviously limited magic. But this is good. We'll see some early divergence and see if there's anything in the front.
I'm curious if Caffy will drop into the well first, because Blind's hideout is pretty slow to go back in without bombs.
Yeah, no money to buy them right now either, so that probably would be a better option. We'll see how that plays out.
Or they go down for the back of Tavern, that's also possible, but not the fastest. Alright, we got the gamble for Blind's hideout here.
Okay. Escape had a key in the first chest, so we'll see how comfortable they are with some of the dark rooms if they end up trying to go straight to the back or not.
And we got the Moon Pearl in Blind's hideout. As well as a bottle with red goo and some money for bombs. nothing in the Keyguard 2 chest. And Caffy
Going
straight
right
down
for the
to buy
bomb play.
bombs.
Yeah. Nothing in Zelda's cell but 20 rupees. Deciding to save and quit out. Probably figuring maybe going to the village will have some more value, but let's see where they go from here. Starting at Link's house instead. Yeah, they're heading west.
There are bombs on Sickit. Right after buying bombs.
Of course there are. Isn't that always how it works? They'll probably
Yeah.
be in Chicken Hut too. Bomb-locked bombs are always the way to go.
Tyrant here is going for the 50-50 bushes.
Yeah, not a
Get
bad
some bomb.
play when you don't have the money, like we've kind of seen, and unfortunately just not having any luck on the 50-50s, which is really unfortunate. There's one, finally. Oh, okay, good. They got two this time. Much better. Okay, we're going to get a peek at race game here. The red boomerang. Yeah,
And the mirror in the well.
that's a nice find. Library's bombs just to tease them because they can't get them. So let's see, was this worth coming back into blind set? Nah, piece of heart,
Nope.
but at least you know it's not something you're leaving there.
Well, we will check what's on Bottle Vendor and then we can decide if it was worth, because we needed the 30 for the 100 total.
Great point. Yeah, getting the money in there might have been a bigger deal. That's a pretty good deal right there.
I would say that was worth it.
Yeah, that completely puts Eastern into logic. So that will be that would be a destination on my list. And we just got a map check. I see a pendant at Desert, but crystals at the other two. It was quick. Pendant Desert Palace. Yep. Yeah, clearable Eastern, and it's a crystal. That would be high on my priority list with the items that we've gotten so far, for sure.
Both runners will probably run straight to Eastern after Keck.
Yeah, let's see. Caffy's going to do Southern checks, which I can understand. There's a lot of good stuff down here, and there might be some comfort level if an early sword does show up down in these checks. So let's see what we find. Plus, if they know how to dupe the block, they have their mirror to do that with here, which is nice. Yep, very good.
A shovel out of the dam.
We do love a good fetch quest around here. Good. And Tyrant got their lamp. So I believe that mostly clears out. They're going to grab the item at Sick Kid. I think they've checked everything in the village at that point. Yep, there's the save quit. Now, let's see what we get at Mini Moldworm. Lots of money. Ooh, lots of money. But unfortunately, nothing to really progress at this point. Zora's not really in logic without at least getting a glove, but it's still a play that someone might decide to make if they want a fake flipper. Having the Moon Pearl lets you get Waterfall in, but not really where we're going to go when we have logical access to Eastern. So I like the play of the Caffy, just save and quit and said, let's just go here.
More money and some bomb refills out of Saha's bag.
So with all the checks we've seen so far, really hoping if Eastern doesn't have any progression, they might need to go back into Escape, because now with that lamp, we knew that key was in front. The rest of Escape is completely accessible. Well, let's see what's in the Eastern, because a glove here would definitely open up a lot more too. Well, single rupee.
Some kind of progression now.
Yeah.
We had the big part of South Shore already. Front of Castle, it was nothing. I mean, the progression can also be in the back of the castle.
Yeah, I'm thinking that there's a good chance of that, because they have the key and the lamp, yeah. So I'm guessing if it's not in Eastern, that might be it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it needs to be something on the single checks.
Yeah.
Nice execution here from Tyrant. Nice bow strat for the Staff of Ruin. Followed up by the pot strat from Caffy.
So we have a vanilla big key, and my count, we got 2 items still remaining, so big chest and on Armos, but luckily we can do all of it.
Unit damage boosts here. See how good we can manage that room. There are a couple of ways to damage boost through the anti-fairy trap. Takes a little.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of more damage.
Yeah, at this point, it might just be safer to kill the rooms so that you don't accidentally put yourself into an awkward spot. I've done that before, where you get too stubborn and try to make it work, and then you just die there, and that's not a fun run back.
Tyrant had some trouble with the Igor. Hopefully that works better for Caffy here.
So we haven't found any progression here yet. Armos is going to hold the last item. And then after that, I'm guessing we're going to see that back to Escape from both of them, though it's Tyrant who already did the front half, right? So they've already got a little bit of time saved on that, because they can just go right back to Dark Cross into the back.
But on the other hand, Tyrant did skip the South Shore.
True. So that might be where they're going to go then next because there's so many checks down there too. So we'll probably end up getting evened up pretty quickly.
So Mario spreads to kill the Popos here. Nicely done, Red Igors.
Oh, Tyrant just missed it.
Yeah, so close.
Alright, so just a heart container here, so yeah, we're still looking for this progression.
But first crystal for both runners
Yeah?
within the first 14 minutes. Tyrant are heading straight for the South Shore. Totally understandable.
Yep. Of course, the other thing to think about too is we didn't see the Agina check either, so that is also a possibility with and the shovel, the dig spot there. So we'll have to see if this escape play is really the answer we're looking for.
And for the next few minutes, we will see mirrored action. Oh? Never mind, we have the Agina check.
Yeah, they'll probably get a peek at the desert ledge and then go and see what Agina has. I sometimes, if I check the dam, I might end up going this route too. They might not end up going to desert ledge unless they do it afterwards, but so they might just check this item and then just save and quit out of here. But let's see if this is important or not.
Could be a huge gamble here.
I'd say that's
And
pretty
there's a hook
value.
shot.
That's a great value. It doesn't do anything immediately, but if they get a Glovis progression, that opens up a lot more Death Mountain for Tyrant at this point.
Slightly disagree, cause that is a wonderful item to kill all the mini Mordrums and mini Mordor Pig.
Well, that's fair. I mean, that is their next destination. I'm sure they're pretty comfortable with some of the other strats too, but yeah, you're right. That does make that a lot easier. Of course, with full magic and Samaria, they probably weren't too worried about it. They had a lot of items at their disposal, but yeah, I agree. The hook shot definitely makes that a lot easier.
One hit for each Mordorm, but the Samaria needs two.
All right, now, so Tyrant's gonna get all their money and a heart piece and stuff in here, so it's great to have, but it's not gonna push them. Now the other check, I wonder if they will go to Ice Cave from here because we didn't see that either, and that might be the play that we're gonna see next. So we're gonna have some new checks on both sides. So let's see what we got.
Tyrant here can also decide to go for the water checks out of logic.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say with the money and Moon Pearl,
yes.
I would absolutely be considering that. Dark Cross, only 20 rupees.
Nice early bomb throw here from Tyrant.
Got some bombs. Yeah. Alright, here is the back of Escape. What do we got? More money. Shield and a map. Wow, so this isn't it either. Okay. Very interesting.
Oh, shovel.
Yeah.
The
It's-
digging spot needs to have something.
I think that's our last in logic check at this point, and it looks like Caffy might be going right for it. So, good call on recognizing that. So if I had to guess, it's either going to be a flute or glove to get us up on the mountain. There it is.
It's a glove.
Imagine mushroom as we get from... Got that one in chat. Everyone just wants to see the fetch quest go to fetch quest.
Tyrant with a few problems to find the right pixel here for the fake flipper splash illusion out of
Yeah,
Bobo.
they're just a little too low. Oh, they were close on that one. I think they got to go just maybe a pixel or two higher from that position. There it is.
There we go. But as soon as Tyrant gets the gloves, he's in a way better position for the mountain because of that hookshot.
Agreed. So that could actually be quite a big deal here once we see what's going on up on Death Mountain, because we can't finish Hera unless there's a sword or hammer accessible before we get there, and we can only do the west side. So having that hook shot is pretty significant once Tyrant does check that dig spot. Just a piece of heart on old man.
Nothing in waterfall. Just the heart container on Zora Ledge.
Speaking of hammer,
That hammer is huge.
well, because now it also gives the east side of Death Mountain access for Caffy without finding that hookshot first. So this is actually a blessing for Caffy,
Yes.
because they're going to be able to check all of this up here, even though they didn't get that hookshot. So
To the
amazing
point
how that works
where
out.
we find maybe Titans on the mountain. Then it's back to square one where Tyrant is on the lead. Because with Titans on mountain, we could also go for Hookshot Cave right now.
That's true. So it all depends on where that progression is. But I mean, right now, I mean, Titans can be anywhere because that hammer does put Dark World in logic. So they will have a lot more checks to do. And there's Tyrant's glove. So I am sure Tyrant will be going right up that mountain immediately.
Maybe doing back of escape first. And then
Yeah.
straight up the mountain.
Well, they got their hook shot out, so I'm kind of... We'll see. Oh, no. They're going to go over back. Good call.
Oh, missed the coffee break there. On Caffy's side.
See if they try to set it up again or play dodge the tiles. Of course, that's the other disadvantage. Caffy can't Parapot without that hook shot, so that's something else that Tyrant will be able to do when they go up there. Alright, so escape fully cleared out for Tyrant, and now we'll probably be seeing their climb.
Caffy here on the wrong color switch state. Needs to
There
fiddle
we go.
around a little bit with the star tiles.
Yeah, if you forget that I mean, I always hit the switch in the first room on this floor, And if for some odd reason I don't, that'll mess me up. I'll just go right back because I'm so used to just doing it in that particular way. I'm sure everyone's got their own kind of thing for that, but I think a lot of people hit the crystal switch.
Heart piece on the big chest, so we don't need necessarily the big key.
All right, let's see how our hammer moldworm is. And Tyrant immediately going over here to the east side to check Paradox and Spiral. So we'll be able to see what's over here. Nice moldworm kill from Caffy. Oh, speaking of mitts, holy cow.
I should stop talking about items on location.
Mormisa, you've been calling it all. Unbelievable.
I did that last restream as well, where I was commentator and I jinxed the whole seat.
Unbelievable. Well, again, this is going to be one of those things. Now, Tyrant's going to have to do this a little bit differently because they don't have the hammer to go over Hera from here, so they'll have to go back to the other side of the mountain from the saving quit, but they can get that hammer. They'll eventually get their mitts, and then they can also come and clear everything up on Dark Death Mountain after they finish Hera. So that's, yeah, exactly what you were saying. Like, it ended up, this hookshot, getting that early might be a pretty big deal.
Mm.
We'll see what we end up finding.
Depends a little bit on what we can find in Hookshot Cave, but
Yep.
you don't want to come back just for Hookshot Cave and found nothing later on.
Agreed.
That would be a terrible feeling.
I saw a number on the item, so that was either half magic or a sword, but I couldn't see what that was on Floating Island. It was quick. Yeah, I thought it, okay, thank you. It was half magic. I thought it looked a little green to me, so I'm like, wait, I think that's what we have up on the Floating Islands. So that is something that our runners can grab if they want to. They'll have access to that once they get all their things here.
And we got the powder.
Yeah.
Of Paradox.
And that is a check that is in logic for both of them through many ways at this point, so that's... We'll see if that gets routed in with some other checks later on. But it looks like powder was really the only good thing in Paradox. But now Tyrant sees that hammer, so they'll pick that up and be able to knock out Hera. And so that's a Cane of Burna that's inside Spec Rock, and Caffy skipped that?
Looks like it.
Caffy did
Maybe
skip it.
Caffy-
Okay.
Maybe Caffy wanted to route that after the Light Mountain.
Ooh, Tyrant gonna go for that bomb jump here. I like it. See if they can get it. No, it fell down. Okay. Yeah, that missing Burna that's right now being the only safety item that's been accessible to him could be a pretty big deal. It certainly does make a few things a little bit easier.
Then
And
the
who knows?
decision from Caffy here to skip it for a last check on the mountain.
Mire and
without
Turtle Rock.
Titans.
Mire and Turtle Rock are the red crystals. I think we saw a green pendant on Thieves and another pendant on Swamp.
container and some bombs in Super Bunny.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to go pick up that half magic, getting the bombs out. They'll just go in here and at least grab that. Which, I get it. That's a really nice safety item to have. Especially now that you know that you're going to have some more magic-heavy dungeons that you're going to have to do later on, like TR. The interesting thing is, though, obviously there's a lot of stuff open for Caffy. And they're going to end up probably doing a lot of Dark World stuff from this point, and it's going to take them a while probably to get to that hook shot in Nagina's cave.
Tyrant got trolled by the Moldorm here a little bit.
Good job waiting for that heart to drop. If that heart does not stop moving, then you can actually mess up the Hera pot. Still having some trouble getting it, though. There we go. Oh, did they not go left? I think they accidentally didn't tap left first, and they might have locked themselves on the... Oh, but... Alright. So they'll go back up and try this again.
Let's see if the bomb jump works for Caffy here. Nope. Also
No, but at least Caffy did go back to get that Burna, so that's good. A nice item to have for sure.
And probably will check Spike Cave right now.
That's my... Yeah, with you picked up the half magic. You have all the items to do it. Just get it over with. Oh, good correction in chat. So if you collect the item with the hookshot, it doesn't matter if it's in the air. For the heart, for the Hera pot, that's good to know. Because I know I definitely have messed that up myself.
Yeah. Also counts
Hookshot
for
or boomerang.
fairies. Because fairies are always in the air. And
Yeah,
you need
fair
to
enough.
grab them before they despawn. If they despawn, you have also the offset from the bomb jump, from the bomb blast.
Okay, that's good to know too. Unfortunately, just a trip of bombs at the back of Spike Cave. So let's see here. I guess Hype Cave is possibly the first step. I don't blame them.
5 easy to grab checks, pretty fast.
I'm sure that we have our runners really hoping that a sword pops up soon. And we're 32 minutes in, and we got 2 crystals swordless, which is wonderful. But at some point, it would be nice to have that weapon.
There we
Fire
go.
rod.
Fire rod. And the bloom, eh? That was Squishy Panda said. Just learn to hover. No, don't do that. Seriously, don't learn to hover.
I mean, I guess that's sort of one way to do it, but... Oh, almost got knocked off again for Tyrant. There we go. And Tyrant's going to get their mitts, and then what I'm hoping is that we see that immediate, let's go back to Eastside Death Mountain, and we'll get a look at Hookshot Cave, which Caffy couldn't do. And see if there's something important in there that really changes the seed. Now, Yeah, that blue mail looks yellow to me. I'm not sure exactly which sprite Caffy's using, but I think there's one that just does it just match the hat? So is his red mail gonna just look purple? I don't know.
I'm just a little bit surprised Caffy decided for the routing to digging game instead of going to pot. Because pot is clearable.
Yeah.
Even without a sword, and it's crystal.
Yeah, it's an interesting call, but it looks like they must be prioritizing. Well, they're gonna grab the frog and they're gonna do the smith chain, I guess. I mean, they do have several checks here, which is true, but I agree. I would want to be trying to get these crystal dungeons cleared out, and we're gonna see this hookshot cave check now. So let's see if Tyrant gets anything that really changes this. 20 bucks won't do it. Oh, well.
Nothing in the hookshot cave at all.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Tyrant, because that could have been a pretty major, really a big advantage if there was something important there. But Caffy's gonna luck out by not having that hook shot, because it doesn't really sway the seed in one direction or another yet. But it really just does depend on how long it takes Caffy to get to Agina's cave to get it.
But the hookshot cave could bait Caffy back to the mountain for that. That's 4 checks, and if you're searching for 1 or 2 items in the later game, that could be a potential check there, which costs a lot of time.
And depending on what they find, though, it might also be something that he's able to route in with Turtle Rock. Who knows? Because we did see... did we see Quake for Turtle Rock entrance? I'm pretty sure that when we've looked up there, that's what that was. Someone can correct me if I was wrong. So they've both at least have seen that, because they've gone in the portal there. And so if they find that, you know, yeah, it is Quake for TR. So, you know, there's a possibility that if they find Quake at some point, that it does drag them back up there if they're looking for some items, because Turtle Rock's gonna Turtle Rock some seeds.
Especially with that fire rod we have.
Yep. Yeah, and they got the early Samaria. I mean, you know, there's a lot of checks that they'd be able to do once they get access to that dungeon. And there's another fetch quest.
Room in Sea-Shape House. Nothing on the chest game.
So it looks like we're going to see the Thieves Town play. Well, I mean, I do get it. It's a green pennant, but when you have a clearable crystal dungeon, I guess I would be leaning more in that direction. But then they might just do the first 4 and bail. I guess it depends on what we find. So we already got the first item in here, was just 20 rupees. How many items do you feel like you need to see in the front in order to say that you're not going to go in the back if it's a green pendant Thieves? 3 of the 4, maybe?
Depends a little bit on the seat. I go most likely like how I feel at the moment. Just recently had a seat where only I had 1 item in the front, and I never came back for the other 3.
Yeah. They've gotten 2. There's the Quake. So, you know, good move. They got 3 items. They're going to bail. Yeah, I ended with a fully clearable pod. You have to seriously consider green pendant. I could definitely see the argument for it. Because then you could just kind of check that on your way. You have the mirror to be able to do that. But Caffy's gonna bail after getting 3 items and getting a required Quake Medallion, so that did end up being a good choice to dip that. So we'll see Purple Chest. And then I wonder if this is when they'll take the opportunity to go to Pod from here. Or if we're lucky, they actually go and check Agina while they come down here, because that would be a really great play.
I think more about Agina right now. And then save and quit, start from Link's house again, and walk over.
Let's see. Yes, good. Meanwhile, Tyrant has gone into Pod, so let's see what items are here. Well, early flippers. Well, and I'll tell you what. No, go ahead.
Also means the dungeon is bowlocked.
Yes. It also puts Pendant Swamp completely clearable.
Yes. Yes. Oh, God.
So for all our viewers who love the different trolls, now you have a large 6-item dungeon that you're hoping that you don't have to go into if you're the runner, that now you can go into, and well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Caffy now heading straight for pot as well. And we got the silvers!
A bow-locked bow! How wonderful is that? That's a great find, though, this early in the seed. Very nice upgrade.
And we already got the information that in the big key chest is just a small key, because we got the 2 items out of the front. We need the small key from down here, from the Stafford's basement, and from the ledge, from the arena bridge, and we're good to go. And we got a beautiful small hop from Kiki here on Caffy's side.
So Caffy was going to catch up. Yeah, he'll catch up with the flippers and getting the silvers very quickly. And then let's see what items we get here in the back on Tyrant's side as they kind of follow each other through Pod here. Just the compass so far, U-shaped room, heart container. So I think we just got 2 more.
Yeah. But only on the dark maze, because
yeah, with only
is a small key as well.
Yep, with only 2 keys, you can open up Dark Maze, then you need the small key to get to Helma's, so that means there can't be anything but a small key in Harmless Hellway at that point. There's our big key. Let's see if they're both here, or if Helma's hiding one. Helma's hiding something. A flute.
And we got flute.
So Pod pretty loaded. Surprise, surprise. That happens. We still got 1 more check to go.
With that Silvers, Helma doesn't stand a chance in phase 2.
No, that is a really nice, comforting item to find when you're still going into this swordless, because, yeah, it's just a nice, quick kill at the end after you get that mask off. interesting thing is, where do we see these runners going after Pod? There's still a couple overworld checks that they could take a look at. Especially if they want to just get like pyramid, catfish, that kind of stuff in while they're here, even though it's kind of slow. But then they also have that flute now, so they can check the mire area. So there's definitely at least a few checks, and they can get information.
Yeah, that's 3 fast checks, information for mire, and we are still on the sword hunt for clearing Skullwoods.
Yeah, and none of them did scout the desert ledge. So if they do go to the mire area, they might want to take a look at that and see what's there.
We see a bomb jump here from Caffy's side, the hammer jump.
Well done. Yeah, so you have to come back down.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily we got the big key here in Dark Maze, but it's still a lot of backtracking here right now.
Are they missing they're missing a small key from somewhere. Because they only have one right now in their inventory.
Probably the Stuff of Placement key.
Yeah. So they kind of had to do this unless they needed it, or they would have had to backtrack at that point. Well, they were going to have to anyway because they're going to mirror to the front, but this will prevent them from having to drop down and get that key. And they could just go straight to Helma from here. Nice kill on Tyrant's side.
To mirror out right after the flute. Interesting choice there. And heading straight for the boss.
Yeah, I mean they've checked everything else. They probably I mean, if the item in their case isn't on Helma, then they can just come back in and drop down and check that one. But they probably figured that it has to be a key at this point because of where their items were in the front. So.
Yeah, but I think I never seen that view from Caffy here.
I thought they went over and did that. Maybe I missed it.
And 07 salute for the flute.
So then Tyrant probably gonna go and, my guess is, check out the mire area.
I think he's waiting for the bird, but got some delay. Yeah, now he realized.
Maybe having a little conversation first about where to go. Oh, are we gonna see? Oh, we're gonna see an Ice Palace play.
Interesting choice.
Lane shot.
I mean, it's absolutely, it's clearable, so sure, why not? And right now too, I mean, Tyrant has no medallions, right? Because Tyrant didn't do that dip into Thieves Town, so there might be, like, Caffy might be more apt to check the mire area because if it is Quake, then that's a beatable dungeon. Oh, true. Well, we also do have a couple checks there.
We got a thought.
Nice. Well, there you go. So this ice play could be pretty important. So let's see what they decide to do next. That's really huge. Everyone loves it when Ice Palace has her progression, right? It's everyone's favorite. Tyrant doing what I like to do. I like hitting the switch if I'm going to go through and Icebreaker and just kind of do all the checks in one big sweep, especially getting an item in that first chest. If you find the next two items fairly quickly, you can get down to Cold Stare pretty fast. That's at least my experience. But I know I've heard a lot of different schools of thought on best practices for routing Ice Palace when you do Icebreaker. There we go.
And we got Vanilla Vicky.
That's also very good because we don't have to worry about the big key showing up in the iced tea room or something, so we can kind of route this in pretty nicely.
And we got a smoke here. Tyrant heading straight for iced tea with the extra key, yes.
Yep, and we have a Myers Shed check on Caffy's side. Okay, piece of heart and 20 rupees. Did anyone catch the Meyer medallion? I didn't get a great look at it.
Nothing in checkerboard.
So Caffy,
Decision here from Caffy to go for desert right now.
yeah, you're here. You might as well. We don't know what's on the pledge here, so well, money. Oh,
We
it looks
gotta-
like they're not going to go into the dungeon though.
Okay. We got
Well-
a book out of freezer chest in ice, and the big chest got us another hot pumpkin.
So, unbeknownst, Caffy's actually making a good call and going into ice as well, so we're going to see. Of course, they might be getting. I don't know what they're doing here. Okay, there we go. But they'll get their first sword in here, which is good. And then and then they can kind of progress from there.
Apparently we get the spin attack here to group them up. The blue to fill up the magic.
I don't blame them.
Fire up.
Good decision. It's over. That's the important part. Undersword Cold Stare is not an easy fight at all.
Always use Fire Rod, because Fire Rod does gold sword damage on Cold Stare, and you wanna have a short fight all the time.
Flame shot.
So Caffy is going to do the other routing when it comes to Ice Palace. The switch was not hit, so we'll see the difference on Caffy's side in terms of the routing here, because their Crystal Switch will be in a different direction compared to what Tyrant just did. So you can kind of get a glance at it. And it looks like we do have Quake for Meyer, so that was what was there. Okay, yeah. So that's huge for Caffy because he's already got that. So that dip into Thieves Town was pretty important. So if Caffy wanted to, which I won't be surprised after this Ice Palace play, that might be their next destination because now it's
Blade
clearable
shot.
since they have that sword. Yeah, Tyrant doesn't have Quake because Tyrant never went into Thieves, and it was the 4th check in the front of Thieves Town.
Mickey chest in Thieves Town.
Yeah. Yep, well, here is the desert checks as we were saying earlier, so let's see if this is boots locked or not. It's not.
Not boots locked at all.
No. So, and I mean, with the number of things that we're still missing, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrant just goes through and just clears out this dungeon looking for both items. I mean, if they find both in the front, then maybe they bail. but if Lammo has an item, I won't be surprised if they just clear it out. Three bombs. Yeah.
And we have some hammer stress from Cappy here in close there.
Oh, he got it. Just got it.
Pulled it off. Right at
And
the end there.
Yeah, Lammo does have the second item in Desert. And looks like we're going to bail on that. Or are we just going to mirror up top? Well, we're going to check report K first. That's fine.
I think we bail on that here on Tyrant side because we have an open Skull Woods, which is crystal.
Yeah, and that's probably the better play at this point. Get your crystals done first. You can always come back here because Flute makes that very easy. But now I think we're going to see Caffy make this Mire play, which is going to be really interesting to see if there's some progression in here that that Tyrant's going to maybe be getting soon, because if they're going to do the Skull Woods play now, then I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they end up dipping at least Thieves Town and in the village after Skull Woods. So, new checks all around, so this is exciting. Let's see what we find.
Here, heading straight for the boss area, making a quick stop on the big key chest in the connector here. Caffy needs to clear Maya too.
Just 20 rupees in the vanilla big key chest. So looks like we're gonna go right to the back. Yeah, and we've got some people in chat saying we can do a ped check, and we can. We'll see if that's something that Tyrant decides to do, maybe after the moth play.
We have the bridge chest first, which I understand. You don't want to lose the item. And also if there it would be a sword, we were on Master Sword moth, which is way easier.
Agreed. But getting a key out of there is not too bad either, because now if you don't want to kill the Gibdo in the back room, you don't have to.
Yeah, but you should still kill the Gibdo because of easier front.
True.
You can easily open the left side of the front that way.
And they do.
See how good the mob fight is for Tyrant here. Which isn't an easy fight.
But luckily that half magic is going to put in some work here. Nice job.
Nice. Beautiful fight. And nothing on the map.
Still gotta find the other item in the front. And meanwhile, Caffy's doing cutscene chest in Mire. Just 20 rupees, but that's at least one of the items in there.
And we got the pet check.
Couch cash. There's Ped's dead. Sorry for shattering everyone's dreams. Or nightmares.
Flame shot.
Okay, so we got 2 Meyer items already? Okay, so I just missed the first one.
And we got the big key in the lobby chest.
So, yep. Caffy's gonna go right on back to Vidi, and, you know, even the nice part about this is that you got silver arrows. That is super helpful when it comes to that fight. Just a nice item to have going into Myers so that you know you can take care of Vitreous pretty easily.
We got a small key in the front of codes as well. And the big key in the pot prison.
Well, of course. Well, let's see if we get it one of these checks, and if not, it's sitting in the big chest. So, is it pinball room or big chest? That's what we got left. Nice clip through the spike. It's gonna be the big chest.
Obviously,
Of
in
course
the big
it
chest.
is.
It's always the last check you do in the dungeon. Why
Every
should it
time.
be something?
And it's
And then
garbage.
it's nothing.
Ah, that's a shame. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get our first peek at Bumper Ledge. Piece of heart. Yep, nothing important. And then I guess we're going to see the Graveyard Ledge check. I don't blame him for doing that. Then let's see if Tyrant makes her way back to the Village of Outcasts to do that Thieves Town dip.
Easy vidified with the silver for Caffy here.
Yeah, great job.
Lane shot.
So that's their 5th crystal. Graveyard Ledge, just a red 20. Yeah, it's nothing. Well, I think we're gonna basically get a trade-off here. Caffy's gonna go up and take care of their Skull Woods stuff, and then Tyrant's gonna come down to Village of Outcasts, which we know is a good play here. And then, really, I guess the biggest thing we're looking for is really the Ice Rod at this point, right? And another sword. I mean, that's got to pop up eventually.
Yes. We need another sword to hit Ganon. At least Master Sword we need. And we still need that Ice Rod for T-Rock for the Trinex fight. To be fair, Ice Rod could be in Turtle Rock.
Yes,
Everyone
it could.
knows that. And everyone hates that.
I mean, these runners have done a lot of checks. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone wants to make the call of doing any of the other pendant dungeons. Mainly, I mean, we have one item that we know is going to be in the back of Thieves Town, so we'll see if Tyrant decides to bail after getting Quake, or if they decide to keep on going. And it's also the green pendant, so really it's 1+1. But then we also have that pendant swamp that we've had access to for a while that, you know, it's like, oh, do you want to check that before going up the mountain? You know, it's a tough call, because I know I would probably want to take the gamble on TR, but it's randomizer. You could absolutely be wrong with that, because it's Ice Rod, and that can literally be almost anywhere. And then we also have to put a little asterisk on the boots too, right? I mean, we don't know if they're not required until we actually get into GT.
But at least that is a pretty slim chance for
Very
being
slim.
on the torch. It's just 1 out of 22. But it happens before.
Yep. I mean, one of my
Blade
favorite
shot.
scenes I remember is when I walked into GT, saw boots on the torch, then found boots in GT. So you never know. mushroom turn in. I don't think... Did we see this before? This
Nope.
might be new.
That's new check, and I assume we see Meyer right after.
Ooh,
And we
cape.
got the cape.
Certainly a nice to have item, especially for the Ganon fight later on. Especially if we end up doing, if this ends up being a seed where they only find the Master Sword.
We see Meyer here right
Flame
now.
shot.
While Caffy and Tyrant are chasing each other's trace, how about people in the chat, you give them a follow. Everyone likes a good follow. The runners doing their best, the mentors doing their best to guide them. We also have a brilliant crew here with people like Sean, who set up the whole restream, and as well Black Sabbath in the tracker. Yeah, secretly a silver. It's Sean. I always trust him.
Caffy also doing the pet check too. Finding out that that's not the progression. And still probably have to go back into that other item, right? I don't think... Nope, he must have done the front already, so we're taking off. Probably going to do this mushroom turn in as well. And then where is Caffy going to go from here? Do they take the TR risk and hope that that's their answer?
Yeah, I would totally go for TR right now.
Well, the other thing too, and it would be a good play because Caffy still has to check. Oh, so Caffy didn't do the ice cave either. So might do the Zora checks and stuff. I think those are still open, so they're gonna double check these things. But Caffy's got more checks up on Dark Death Mountain besides TR because they still can run back up into Hookshot Cave too, right? So there's some incentive, even though we know that's not the answer. Yeah, Pixcalibur makes a good point. Pyramid Ledge hasn't been checked, and I don't think Catfish, everyone's favorite check, has been looked at either. So if any of those are in play because it's Ice Rod. Everyone loves a good Ice Rod hunt.
See what our runners decide to do after their recent checks here. Because water checks are pretty fast. And we are just looking here for the big key at the moment, I assume. For Tyrant.
Yeah, and I think it was right here.
Right
Yep.
here?
Yeah.
Heading straight for the... Oh, it doesn't heading straight for the boss. Maybe. Ah, that's a full... Yeah, that will be a full clear Meyer. Because of the skip from the custom chest. Doesn't go for the... I don't understand that routing here right now, but it's okay.
Well, the good news is if they're gonna do cutscene chests, they'll see their second item and then they can just go directly to Vitreous after that. But yeah, definitely was a little confused with that as well. All right, so Caffy sees that Zora is gonna rip him off today, and we're going to the mountains, so this might be our Turtle Rock Hookshot Cave play, and let's see if this ends up being the right answer. Pixcalibur, left side swamp for 2 swords for the lows. That's just awful. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sword in swamp, because that's what everyone says is always going to be true.
Yeah, Swamp has a tendency to have a sword. it's safe. But so do GT as well.
Yeah, GT often will have at least one buried somewhere. It might be further back than the big key in the basement. So, but these runners need to find at least one more upgrade. That is not optional.
Right now. Oh, opening up right now.
Yeah, and then we'll get the hookshot cave checks first, which of course you want to do, because if the ice rod's here, you certainly don't want to have to get all the way back go all the way back to Trinex if it was here the whole time. But unfortunately, this won't end up leading to anything important, so we'll see if Turtle Rock's got any answers. I mean, wouldn't it just be amazing if Turtle Rock does have at least one sword in and the ice rod and just sets them right up? Nice job on Viddy from Tyrant.
I'd like to see Fighter Sword GT today.
Oh. Brutal. I mean, more than likely, we're going to see. Now, the worst one would be Fighter Sword GT, and you don't find your Master Sword until the climb. I don't want to wish that upon anyone. No, Dr. John, no one's been into Swamp at
Lane
all.
shot.
So we know nothing about Swamp. We have seen the first 4 of Thieves. They got 3 of the 4 items in there. And Desert has been cleared. Or at least checked. I think there's 1 item on Landmo that we didn't see, but they at least saw 1 item out of there. So yeah, one item on Landmo for sure. Yeah, thank you, Black Sabbath. I misspoke at first. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if this is the right call, which I'm hoping it is, because this is optimal, right? If that sword and ice rod, well, ice rod especially, because that way you can at least clear the dungeon. But if they're both here, that's a phenomenal turn of events for both of these runners.
Already got the big key on the what's it called? Roller. That's the name. Roller chests.
Ah, yes.
Lane shot.
Squishy Panda adding to the horrible list of things that could happen. Calling boots required for GT with boots and Pyramid Fairy. That's also awful. Thank you.
Something like that happened in an inverted seat I played with Alex, the mentor of Tyrant once.
Yeah, inverted is a whole nother monster, isn't it?
Yeah. But inverted insanity.
Oh, even better.
The boots were in GT and the GT big key was on Kingsgrave.
Brutal. So, we have a red mail that was in the lava chest, and I was right about Caffy's sprite, so he's all purple, so it's just matching the hat color from the vanilla sprites. That's what's going on there. We got the Mimic Cave check.
Yeah.
Mimic Cave is always a fun spot for something. Anyone else encounter one of those seeds where Mirror was on Laser Bridge, but then Mimic Cave had a required item? That's always fun. Oh, safety bottle, that's nice.
You as well.
Yeah.
Nice to have for the Pranic side if we find the ice drop here in the next few seconds. Small key.
Yeah, we already have both already, so Laser Bridge is gonna have some goods. Let's hope it's at least this ice rod. Otherwise, we're gonna be piecing out of here and possibly going into swamp. That's their probably biggest dense location at this point.
Nothing on Crystal Roller.
I love it when chat's coming up with the worst case scenarios. Just wants to see everyone else suffer. Gotta love the rando trolls. Oops, getting a little off track there. Okay, but Caffy fixed that pretty quickly. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Alright, Laser Bridge, 20 rupees. The single arrow. What a prize. 50 rupees. And a map. Wow, it's not... They got nothing out of here. Well, red nail, but that certainly isn't what they were looking for.
Lane shot.
Yeah, sounds like a swamp is the deal.
That's what I would probably be doing, which just that density is huge. Let's see if that's what we're gonna get here. And it looks like that's probably Caffy's move, and I don't blame him at all.
Yeah. Got the highest check density right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Melchior was an absolute... They were getting a lot of items back and forth. A blitz until the ice hunt, and also they're technically in a sword hunt still too, so we gotta keep that in mind. So it's Ice Rod, huge to get through Turtle Rock, but we can't kill Ganon yet. See some wishing for the green pendant to finish up Thieves Town. I mean, if we don't see what we want in Swamp, that might be the next goal. Because there's at least 2 items for finishing up Thieves with the green pendant, and there's only 1 left in Desert, but we have all 6 here in Swamp, because this is the first look we're going to get at this dungeon.
Ice drop right here would be very mean from the seed.
It would be. And Tyrant getting down the Laser Bridge, and they're going to get their not so great news that they're going to have to leave TR. I was saying, get that safety out instead of taking the laser beams to the face. There we go.
Maybe try to do some laser sticks here right now.
Yeah, I know I'm not super comfortable all the time with laser skips. I can do some of them, and for some people it might even be harder with or without boots depending on their setup, but you have half magic, you got Burn It and Cape.
Lane shot.
Use it if you need to.
I wonder if Time is checking the other checks first before Swarm. So they say they use the portal there.
Yeah?
If possible to save the portal right now. So that
Lane
would
shot.
be something if he finds the ice block somewhere else.
So maybe Tyrant's making the Thieves Town play here, and that looks like nope, they're gonna keep on going. Oh, they never checked the brewery here.
Could also be Smith Chain. The refill isn't the best thing you want to see if you try to save the portal. Let's see what's in Argus. And what threat we use for Argus.
Yeah, with a fighter sword, nice. We're gonna get the spins in. We're able to grab 2 of the puffs. Very good.
Good threat here from Caffy.
So Tyrant just kind of doing some cleanup on some Dark World checks that they didn't do at any point earlier. Going back to the Smith chain at this point, yeah.
Last Argy was immune to the sword. Didn't got the spin in.
And we can go for the Silver's kill here in phase 2. Oh, just missed. Ah, but got it in the second shot.
Yeah, second first try. Easy as always.
Just a map, and since we're still looking for a couple things, I'm not gonna be surprised if we go back in. Lost track of the number of items, so I don't know if there's gonna be 1 or 2 things over on the left. Plus, they got the big key when they went in the back too, so they at least have 3 different things to look at. I just don't know how many items are remaining. There's 3 items remaining. Thank you. Yeah, so this is definitely, if everything's a potential item, I think you just gotta look. You don't have a whole lot of other stuff to do at this point, so really hoping that at least one of your answers is back here. Hopefully the
Trying
answer on
hard to save the portal here. Taking damage on the way over to the pyramid ledge, and I assume catfish as well.
Yeah.
Because he needs to die to save the portal. Can't mirror out of the dark wall right now.
That fairy spawned just to tease him.
Still no sword upgrade and no ice drop in Swamp.
Still got the 2 checks on left side. Everyone's favorite checks here. And I'm definitely interested in seeing what Catfish has. Ooh.
Nothing on catfish. Mirror shield on left side swamp.
Oh, we could do laser bridge easy now. Wow.
And nothing in swamp.
So we have the Thieves Town play, the 1+1 because of green pendant. We have an item on Landmo. And is that the only thing we haven't seen yet between both runners? Or is there something else that I'm forgetting about?
We've seen, I think, everything else, yeah?
Yeah, this is crazy. So, and that's just such a tease, because with Thieves Town having 3 items in the front, I totally understand why these runners would just leave after that. And if that ends up being the answer, that's pretty brutal. But then also just that run to Lammo for 1 item is also kind of, you know, who wants to do that, especially because you know that there's nothing on head. So just tough choices that either of our runners are going to have to make here. Which play is the right one? I mean, with 2 potential items from Thieves, that's where I would probably want to go first, but let's see what decisions they make. And they still have to clean up some other checks first.
Eric needs to go Thieves right now. He can't go do swamp. Or desert, but desert through the main entrance.
Yeah, because of trying to save the portal. Yeah, so that's probably, if Thieves Town's the answer, that's going to work in Tyrant's favor a lot because it's going to force him there for sure.
Lane shot.
I think Tyrant is heading here straight into Thieves Town.
Yep. All right. Well, this is possibly what they need to do. Let's find out.
If the item is on the boss, that would bring him sadly in a bad situation because he needs to lose all the health again. But we need the green pendant maybe anyway, so...
Yeah, it's probably one of those where if you're going to go back here, do you just get the green pendant, even if you find Ice Rod at, let's say, the attic or something? You might just finish this because you have so few checks left and you're still looking for that sword. I mean, yes, you have GT, but it's not that much more of a dip to finish this up. So let's see what decision they make. And like I said, maybe the best thing for him would be to have that item right on blind so that you don't have to even worry about the decision.
It looks like Caffy is heading now for East Town as well. Maybe bumper check and graveyard fetch first.
Yeah, because Caffy never did see these checks, and I don't blame them. They have the cape, so if it was something important there, now they can grab it. But unfortunately, they will be a bit disappointed. So Attic had just the map. And we don't even have the small key yet, so there's a chance that the Maiden's Chest will have something. Okay.
It's just the small key.
Just the small key, so now we can go and open up the big chest, and then, like, it very easily, at this point, 50-50 that it's right on blind, so let's see if it's here or not. Oh my goodness.
Nothing. But
Well-
we still have the green pendant.
Yes, so you might as well kill blind and get that, and then you can choose whether or not you're going to check the green pendant first. And then go into desert. Probably will do the green pendant first, I'm guessing.
Also a hard decision for Tyrant if he likes to keep saving the portal or if he decides to go through T-Rock again.
All right, here's our blind kill. Good job there. And we got the green pendant. Caffy right behind. Going through Thieves Town, and we'll be able to do the same thing in just a little bit. So now what?
We grab the purple chest here on the side.
Makes sense. Oh, they're still gonna take it a death warp. Yeah.
Unhappy long death warp with that much health and red nail.
Yeah.
But that's the thing you need to do if you try to save the portal. Turning the green pendant. The question is it green pendant or is it on landmark?
Or do we get something else that gives us some more checks to do, like the boots that everyone's calling for?
We got the sword.
Okay,
We got a sword.
We needed a sword.
Which opens up that.
That's right. Now we have Ether Tablet and Vamos Tablet in Logic. And that's exactly... Tyrant's gonna go right up and do that. Oh, but they're gonna still try to preserve that portal and go around.
Yeah, last chance for...
Yeah.
2 chances to save the portals, and...
Yeah, because they can still do
now,
desert with the book, right?
After that much investment, I don't think that it's worth to keep the portal that long.
I mean, it's amazing
At
that
some
they've been
point-
able to hold it this long.
Yeah, but at some point, it's faster to just go through the dungeon again.
Yeah. Now, it'll be interesting if Caffy decides, if this is not it on Ether Tablet, and Caffy decides to make a different decision on what to chuck, because they're not trying to save the portal, this could get much closer. It's a tempered sword. That's a great thing to find. But it's not the ice rod.
Yeah. Oh, right, we had the big key skip on Tyrant's side.
Oh, so
Where
this is
just-
going to cost a little bit of time.
Yeah. A little bit over 1 minute. It is.
Yeah. And Caffy looks like they're heading to the Bombos tablet. So this could be a huge shift here. Let's see what happens.
That's probably Bombus tablet into desert, I assume.
Yeah, that would be a good play. These are your last two major checks. I think that's what they have, right? So.
Yeah. Besides the ether tablet
Correct.
you want to do everything on the lower part of Hyrule before you go through that to that inner check.
And we had the Bloomerang.
Boomerang. Is it really? It needs to be Lambo.
Okay, so now Caffy's going up to do ether tablet.
Oh boy.
So, well, and look, they'll get their tempered sword. That it's nice, but it's just not what they're looking for. So this Lambo must have what we're looking for here, and they're trying to avoid it. And I get it, but man, that was accessible a while ago, and it's just amazing how it's always something like a pendant boss. It's got your progression. We're trading tablet checks here. Or Tyrant does the swamp play.
Looks more like
Lane
Swamp
shot.
right now, I assume.
Unless they do the Bombos tablet check first. Just to kind of eliminate it. And they might be. Yeah.
But I wonder why they kept the portal that long, and now before the last check where they could have to save the portal, they decided, nah, let's do mirror check.
Lane shot.
Because Leno is the last one, and they could have entered that with the book through the front.
So Caffy is going to have to do all of Desert because they hadn't set foot in here at all yet.
Yeah.
Lane shot.
And that's basically the last location for Caffy as well.
Yeah. So now, if everyone really wants to start playing Trolls on here, Lammo might not have the ice run, right? There is a chance that it could be the boost.
There's still the chance for the boost. Right?
and then that could lead to 2 more checks. And so, you know, who knows? The way this seed's been playing, I just won't be surprised.
Lane shot. Lane shot.
Alright, so Caffy's about to get the information that's gonna tell him you need to go to Lammo. And here we go.
Lane shot.
Dr. John, this is like when your 4-hour flight lands 90 minutes early, but then you sit on the tarmac for 2 hours. Yeah, I can relate to that type of situation. It's amazing. Yeah, because
Lane shot.
both of these runners just had absolute ton of items, minus swords initially. And really were able to do a lot of dungeons fairly quickly. And then all of a sudden, everything came to a screeching halt looking for this ice rod.
Yeah, but that's how some seeds turned out. You feel great, everything makes sense, you have a good route in, And then there is this one item.
Eh.
Fruit all over.
Yeah, Melchior, we know it's not a pet seed. We did check that. So unfortunately, that dream has been dashed. But yeah, this has got to be the ice rod or the boots leading to ice rod, as Dr. John said. There it is.
There it is.
Now, if this wasn't a race, this would be a great opportunity for the salty ped pull. But no, I think we're going to go directly up to TR. What a...
That was 139.35. Go
Yes, we
Something
finally
like
have a
that.
go mode. I mean, you can't... I mean, they were really looking at all of their higher density plays up to that point because, you know, only 2 things in Desert, but for Tyrant, it's only 1 because Tyrant did do the front already. So you can't blame Tyrant for wanting to go into Swamp when they hadn't touched it at all. And, yeah. And yes, we do need to rule out the GT Torch, but the reality is that we have found everything. Like, I think we have full cleared every dungeon and every single location. The boots have to be in GT at this point. I don't think there's anything else we haven't seen.
GT or on the red bomb. That's
Yes,
possible.
so they could be on the red bomb, which we don't even have logical access to until they kill Trinex anyway. So we're gonna hope that that's not something we have to worry about. But man, if it's there, because you guys are all wishing for it, that's horrible. These runners need some sort of break. When they go into GT, I just want to see nothing on the torch that's required. I know, at this point, everyone's
You'd be
like, no.
surprised if the runner decided to go left first to check the torch.
I would, absolutely. When you don't have the boots, that's gotta be one of the first things on your mind. Like, oh, please don't tell me that there's nothing required on the torch. Yeah, that is a brutal thing to find. Yeah, 2 quick tempered sword spins and Argus is down. And unfortunately, we know that Swamp's not going to be the answer. Now, do they still have the go back in for left side? I'm hoping that they don't, but there's 3 items from the big chest to the 2 items on left side. So yeah, unfortunately, they're going back in.
Caffy got a little bit knocked back from the hammer here and got shot from the eye laser.
Yeah, that mini Helmosaur is a jerk if you don't get something on him. Just knock you right off that platform. Alright, and we are finally going to see a Trinex fight.
Grabbing the refills here real quick. With the tempered sword, Trinix isn't hard anymore.
Yeah, good point about the time loss because of the portal save. I mean, the portal save could have been great if the ice rod just happened to be in one of those locations. It just unfortunately didn't work out for what Tyrant was trying to do. And just desert was probably one of the worst places that it could have been for Tyrant because, again, they already cleared out the front. So they knew they only had one item left, and it was on Lemo. So with what they had remaining in their density, I don't blame them for doing everything else here. So now they have to know at this point where that last item is.
Lane shot.
That's a hard last occasion.
Yeah. So it just feels bad all around because, I mean, you know, they're following their density plays, and unfortunately it just ended up being incorrect.
Lane
For
shot.
Tyrant, it's twice as hard because of the portal save action,
Yeah,
and that is a check he could have done with the portal save.
absolutely. Yeah, because with the book, you can easily have gotten in there and not have to go into the dark world and use your mirror. So, but that was one that for some odd reason chose not to do. So we see a lot of guesses in chat for the GT
17
50.
for me. Oh, I always say 17. There we
I'll
go.
say
Hope first.
I'll say 6 for my buddy Scanler, who's actually, I think, racing right now, who would normally guess 6. So we'll see if that works out. So, oh, we're going to go right side. We're not even going to look at this torch. We're getting teased. I don't think Caffy wants to know what's on the torch. And 6. So right side was not good, but we finally have an ice rod.
And we
On,
found the compass
Tyrant
in
side.
conference room for once.
Oh, of course. Is this even? All right, now we're finally gonna go look at the torch. Everyone, get excited! Oh my
Oh,
God!
boy.
No way! No way!
Holy crap.
All of you who
Time to-
predicted that, you were horrible people.
Time to full clear the whole dungeon.
Oh my
Lane
goodness!
Oh boy.
So I am really, there's Butter Sword. Okay, so that might take the sting off slightly, but man, I really hope for the runner's sake that these boots are here, because this is just cruel. Oh wow.
That is not a funny scene at all. Holy crap.
This one will go down for, wow. This is, what a seed. Yeah, unbelievable if we don't find him here. So, do we believe in randomizer room? I really cannot believe that we saw the big P on the torch. I cannot believe that that's really the case with all the clearing that we've done here. Oh my goodness. If it's not in GT, this is going to turn into basically a 216 clear. Like, they just won't open up the chest in the top if the boots are in Pyramid Fairy. This is going to be over 200 checks by the time we're done. Ridiculous. I didn't realize that we had completionist settings on here.
jump here from Caffy.
Very good.
On Bob chest.
Say hi, Bob, and bye, Bob. Oh,
It's
there they
Bob's
are!
chest!
Bob's chest with the boots.
It was Bob's boots chest.
Woo.
There we go. And straight towards the climb.
So Caffy can breathe a small sigh of relief knowing that at least the answer was in GT. But my goodness. Incredibly trolly sued. Nice quick job with the first mimic room. And the second. Meanwhile, Tyrant getting into the Try-Next fight. Now there's a chance that if Tyrant just goes full left, it'll save a little bit of time. It'll make this look a little bit closer. But the heart will skip a beat once they walk in and see that torch. Finally, 7 crystals for Tyrant, and off we go to GT. And nice gauntlet from Caffy. Great job there.
See if we get the snipes over here.
Very good.
All the snipes.
Very good.
Like to see that.
Lambo 2 can sometimes be just an absolute troll of a fight, and that was well done.
Done with rock 2.
Alright, Tyrant getting into GT. Let's see what direction. Oh, they're gonna go right and not get their fun news right away. Oh, they just did Hope Room. Okay, so now they're gonna get a little bit of a panic. Let's at least if they stay left, then they'll. Well, it doesn't matter either way because it's Bob's chest, but they gotta go all the way to Bob's chest. So if they stay on this path and just keep on going, then they'll be in good shape. Whoops! But they locked themselves out. Where are we going? They're gonna opt to go right side now instead. Well, I mean,
Maybe
it's,
they go for tile room.
maybe. I mean, right side, if they go all the way to the compass chest, that's fine. If they continue all the way to Bob's chest from there, then it's not that bad of a loss. But unfortunately, if they mirror out after the compass from getting the key, then they'll basically almost last location the key. Some nice patterns from Aguzu there. Caffy is moving on to the Ganon fight and will finally get himself in a position to end this trolley seed.
And definitely goes for the Smoky here.
And they're gonna mirror.
Mirror
Yeah.
out, yeah.
I mean, that's the typical routing in GT. I don't blame them, but oh no, don't leave. Oh no. Oh, are they gonna try to check pyramid?
I guess so.
Oh no. That's a shame. I mean, they can. It's.
I mean, I
Well-
understand it because of the trolliness of that seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still would have checked the GT first.
I mean, pyramid 2 checks, and you still have double digits in GT at that point. So yeah, I would have wanted to stay, but Caffy already on phase 3. Buttersword being put to work, making quick work of phases 1 and 2.
And for phase 4, we have Silverus.
Yeah.
Even got the pretty early first silver in.
I think he even got the torch glitch with the fire rod by accident.
Nice double. And
Oh, just got it off. I
One-
thought he was.
one to the wall to seal the deal.
Get your GGs in chat for Caffy. This was one heck of a trolley seed. I can't wait to hear some thoughts on this one. And we knew Pyramid Fairy was going to have anything helpful in it, just bombs and 20 rupees. So now they're going to have to go back up to GT, kind of tail between the legs, and search for those boots because they're there.
Lane shot.
Going here in the bottom of the mountain into the dark world. Don't want to get that rock locked at some point.
Yeah, that's fair. You can easily hook shot or mirror through these blocks. Yeah, there we go. Makes Super Bunny Cave nice and quick just to do the climb. That's a great question, Dr. John. We might have to. Which compartment of your stomach did your heart sink into when you saw BK on the torch? Just unbelievable. I just don't like it because it just kind of verified everything the chat was saying, which was just brutal. Chat was probably throwing confetti into the air. Absolutely. Oh. Caffy. GG.
GG's, Caffy.
Thank you.
So, what were your thoughts when you finally laid eyes on that torch?
Yeah, it was the cherry on top for this. The best seed I've ever played ever. It's, something else. There's so many things I skipped. Not doing desert after, or at least peeking in the desert after doing fire. But with the rod on, they melted. I'm just not getting back to last. So, yeah, what a seed.
Yeah, it was brutal. As we said, we didn't know that we were playing completionist this week.
Apparently we are, because that was I got all the pitch checks and then I threw a big bomb. That's it.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, if it was anywhere else other than Lando, I probably would have lost the seat a long time ago.
Yeah, the big things. So, Tyrant did go into desert earlier, but only did the front and opted not to go for Landmo, which obviously at the time we didn't know that that was going to be the key to the whole seed, but kind of set him back. And then after doing sort of rock, because I think he was just right behind you, wanted to save the portal to try and get up out there, and as a result started checking all these other things looking for the ice rod, and didn't get into swamp yet, and was in swamp when you finally went to Lambo to pick up that ice rod. So it unbelievably fun to watch for us. I can imagine not extremely fun to route some of the locations around here, because it felt like a jet, didn't it?
It did until that ice rod. Lack of boots obviously makes it feel a little bit slower than it actually could have been. That ice rod is everywhere else. It's a really shitty seed for sure. But happy to take even if I lost it. What can you do? It's an ice rod.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Is he close? Imagine he's in GT now.
Yeah.
Invisible bridge and decided for activating the torch to walk around.
The unfortunate thing that happened too is Tyrant wasn't horribly far behind you. I think you were starting to climb by the time they got into GT, but after they did, they ended up seeing the big key. They left to do the bomb and check Pyramid Theory, just because, you know, kind of looking for that ultimate troll, which I get the seed's just been a giant troll in the second half of it. So that kind of lost a little bit of time for them there. So, but they're on the climb now, and you know, they've played very well. It just unfortunate with just the fact that when they tried to save the portal out of Turtle Rock, that the ice rod just didn't happen to be in any of the locations that would have been helpful for them.
Yeah, that would make sense. We were discussing it too, and I met with Dorm, Tracy, and we just decided that there was just too many other stuff that would make it viable for us to try and save the portal. So just decided to go.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah,
Would
we
have
did.
worked out if they decided to go for desert or other checks earlier, but they needed to die a lot, and that always with I think 13 hearts and red mail, which makes that so much slower than just skipping on the board to save. So it was a good decision to not go for the.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like that searching for that ice rod every single time you did a play, it's like, oh, this is my density, and unfortunately it ended up being wrong every single time.
Two Landmola, two Smiths. Finishes up with a spin here. Done with rook 2.
Nice bonk strat.
Oh, we got an ether
Hey, funny.
in pre-mold form. Final stretch for Tyrant here. Trigonometry fight. I think that was a double. Could be one more. Ooh.
Yeah, that first one must have not counted as a double.
Yeah.
Oh, and then got blue balled again. There we go.
There we go.
I'd say if there's at least one positive thing about the seed is that at the very end it threw the swords at you guys and at least made this final part a lot more tolerable for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
Looks like Tyrant forgot about the gold sword there for a moment.
Put a good job on phase 1 and 2, knocking that out pretty quick.
Leon Silvers for the early hit.
You got another fire rod torch glitch. Both of you did that today. That's great. The unintended fire rod torch glitch. And get your GGs in chat, everyone. A great job by both of you on a pretty rough seed, especially that second half of it.
White Tyrant needs, I'm pretty sure, a moment before he jumps into the commentator booth. How about you decide to give everyone a quick follow? Every commentator, every tracker, Sean, aka secretly Slither, as host for the show today. The runners, the mentors, everyone enjoys it.
think we're just in awe over some of the locations that what it just did to everybody. Man,
GG's, Tyrant.
GG.
What a crazy seat!
Yeah.
I'm speechless. Really.
Normally, the text from Gen would be, from the tribals would be, how did you like the door placement? How did you like that boots placement?
I love it. It's a big key on torch. Oh.
And
the swords were crazy.
And I'm just letting you both know that that was totally chat's fault. They were coming up with every possible awful scenario when this seed was already getting pretty bad the second half, and they all wanted that big key on the torch. And when we saw it, oh man.
I think it was fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch.
I mean, it certainly was. For as brutal as some of these locations were, you guys did a great job with this one. It definitely had some rough parts to it, just because of that ice rod location too.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyrant, talk about that a little bit, because you guys were trying to save that portal for quite a long time, weren't you?
Yep. Was the last check to save the portal, and no. So you choose Swarm because of the icon.
The item density.
Yeah. And it was last located.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were saying, if that ice rod had been in a slightly different spot, it would have been very favorable for you. Unfortunately, it was just in one of the worst spots that could have been, based off of how you were trying to route that. It's just unfortunate.
That's random.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So GG Caffy.
Peace to you, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for putting on the restream, Sliver, Enoch. Awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Like I said, thank you guys for putting on such a great race today. It was a lot of fun to watch and see you guys figure out that puzzle at the end.
I will rewatch it. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Have a good one, everyone, and thanks for watching the restream.
Thank you. Bye bye.